Welcome back to the
welcome
Liberty
back
Hour,
to
everyone. All right, Michael, you just do it for me then. Go ahead, Michael. Michael, it's your show. What intro?
The Liberty Hour show.
You know, I really... Michael is
What's
going
he
to...
on?
You guys, Michael is going to make history, all right? Here's the deal. Michael is going to create the first ever community college fraternity. Okay, that's what he's going to do. That is his destiny. Okay? My good old boy still at Sierra College is going to create the first ever fraternity at Sierra College. Oh my God. Well, anyways, everyone. You done? He's done. Cool. All right, we're back to the Liberty Hour.
He's done.
All right. Everybody, welcome back to the Liberty Hour, streaming through Spreaker Studio and the A2 Jack YouTube channel. My name is Aaron Jackson. I am back here with Aleeyah and Kasey and Michael. And we are talking about self-driving cars. And just to finish up the conversation, I just wanted to read this part real quick from this Forbes article that came out actually earlier today. I'm finding a lot of recent articles. That's a good thing. So the subject is humans or technology at fault. Before we can dive into technology issues, we have to identify whether the people are fundamentally at fault here for the accidents. From what was known at the time, and this is for a case that happened a couple weeks ago, the individual crossed into the road without using a crosswalk and was walking a bike at the time, which might have confused the internal system responsible for identifying potential hazards. While the car and backup driver should have been able to see the pedestrian, it is possible that the pedestrian might have liability. Is it possible that the pedestrian might have liability in this case? Perhaps, but reasonable human drivers would have been paying reasonable attention to the road, and most likely noticed the pedestrian at least swerving or braking to avoid a last-minute decision. That's one of the big issues that is part of that 1% that Musk was talking about, and that's that noticing issues of pedestrians doing certain things that might go against the system, which would be, jaywalking or, going out of the way when, you're not supposed to, go at the crosswalk, or certain things with maybe pets running into the street or animals and stuff like that. It won't notice those things which could lead to catastrophic situations of fatal car accidents and everything that goes along with that. So I don't think at this point, unfortunately, there's much that we can do to stop this from happening. I think it's kind of going in the direction of self-driving cars, but I'm not 100% for it until they really work out all of those kinks, and even then, I'm just not a huge fan of it.
Me neither. And that's another thing is, I don't want to be, I feel like even though, I'm not driving it, technically it's my car, and I feel like whatever happens is my responsibility, and I can't trust that. Yeah.
Right. All right, so that was a good little conversation we had there. I wanted to go ahead and now just get into some basic issues, get into some philosophy issues. That was not too heavy, but a little bit heavy there, and I wanted to get into just some more basic stuff. So we're going to just do a couple of quick-fire questions right now. First thing, and I meant to actually talk to Michael and Ricky about this last week, but I didn't get to it. Let's have a debate. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Nobody asked you.
This show's back.
All right.
You muted. Hey, stop it, Michael. Stop.
Aleeyah, give me your case. Why is pineapple on pizza something that people should try or good?
I think it's so amazing, and people give it so much crap, but it's literally so good, and it's good for you, because pineapple's good for you. So, I don't know, I just think it tastes good. I don't care if no one else likes it, more for me, so I don't care. This is good.
All right, Kasey, why do you like it?
Say one good thing about it. I dare you.
Okay, well, Michael, you know that I like my salty and sweet food together, so it's a perfect combination for me.
Don't.
Yes, you do.
What's up?
You don't have breakfast sandwiches with
Okay, all right, bye.
jelly.
That's salty and sweet. That's just
Yeah,
weird.
no, it's not. Pineapple
You know
pizza
what?
is good.
You know what?
Everyone
For everyone-
teach their own.
For the record, everybody listening, she puts barbecue sauce on her pasta.
No.
Yeah. Talk now, can you?
So,
That's it of that.
one thing I'm going to say real quick is I don't know if this is a gender issue or no, but Ricky literally just called me to say it's crap. Pineapple no, pineapple bad. Michael doesn't like it. Guys, I'm not a fan. I'm sorry, I'm not. Now, I will say I am pescatarian, so I do not eat meat right now. I only eat stuff that's either veggie or cheese or stuff like that. I prefer pesto pizzas. They're really good. That's one of my favorite things. I have had Hawaiian pizzas before. They have the Canadian bacon and the pineapple on it. I think personally the mixture of the fruit and the sweetness of that along with the sauce is just not the best combination. I will say I am a fan of pineapple. I like pineapple. But my thing is, if it's healthy for you, you could just have the pineapple off of the pizza to the side.
Let's go!
Have on the or not.
All right.
Yeah.
One's getting triggered.
Whoever wants to go ahead and respond to that, feel free.
They ain't
I
got
don't even know what he
They
said.
ain't got response.
Pineapple on pizza is good.
Nah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's all you can say. Your personal
Michael,
opinion. That's
no
right.
one asked you.
That's right.
You need
You need-
to sit on this right now.
That's right.
Not Michael.
That's right.
That's not to say that I don't like fruits on pizza, because I mean, and this is a debate we could have. I mean, a tomato is technically a fruit, and I think tomatoes go great on pizza. So I mean, there are certain things that I'd like that go on pizza that are, you know, stuff that might not be necessarily as conventional. But I would definitely say that pineapple, in my opinion, is not one. And I don't know if that's a gender issue or not. That's actually something I'm really interested in looking into now. If Kasey and Aleeyah like it, and me, I mean, I don't hate it, but me,
No,
Michael, and Ricky don't
Casey are
like
the
it.
same person. That's fine.
Yeah, we are. Leah and I are twins.
Yeah, that's the only reason we both like it.
Okay, so that's the first little quick fire issue I wanted to go over. The next one I wanted to go ahead and ask you guys, what is your favorite holiday and why?
Go ahead, Casey, take it away.
Ooh, okay. Dang. Well, I really like the last half of the year, like the fall stuff, but I think I have a hard time deciding between Thanksgiving and Christmas. But I would have to say Christmas is
Thank
my
you.
favorite time
Thank
of the
you.
year. Yeah, Christmas is my favorite just because I like the atmosphere and I like the Christmas lights. Like, even right now in my bedroom, I have a string of Christmas lights across the ceiling. Like, I just really like the atmosphere of it, especially like in downtown Sacramento when they have like the ice skating outside. And I don't know, I just like the cold weather stuff. But the food and just spending time with family, I just really like it.
Alrighty, and then Aleeyah, what about you?
Christmas is my favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know if you haven't noticed. I just really like giving to people, and I feel like I can do it without like people thinking I'm weird. Because if I do it throughout the year, everyone's like, thanks. But if I do it at Christmas, like, oh, you're in the spirit. I'm like, yeah. And because, you know, the homie JC in the sky, I love Jesus. So Christmas is great.
Yeah, I think almost like I'd say at least half of Americans are very, you know, very high percentage would say Christmas is a favorite of the year. And I mean, that is the holiday, you know, for not just giving, but it's where, you know, family really does truly come together and everything. I think it's such a great time for that. And, you know, even though it is, you know, traditionally known as a more religious holiday, I do think that it is still that, but it has kind of moved away from that in many realms. One thing I will say that I don't like about Christmas is how commercialized it is in terms of the realms of how much businesses try to sell stuff even the day after Halloween, or you know, it's put out there for, it makes it seem like it's a full season kind of thing instead of it being more just a day. I think if you want to, you know, have the hype for the month, it's great, but it feels like every year it keeps going more back and back and back to the point where it gets to where it's the whole season, and some people keep their lights up all year, and I feel like that kind of, to me, takes away a bit of the notoriety or the kind of special feeling of it, unfortunately,
Right,
that
yeah.
I may have had when I was a kid, and I feel like that's just kind of gotten worse and worse from that respect every single year. That is why, personally, even though I am a huge Christmas fan, I would say that even though I haven't actually gone out trick-or-treating on Halloween lately, I really do enjoy Halloween. And I would personally put Halloween just barely above Christmas just for that reason. Even though I do love Christmas quite a bit, it's just the commercial aspect side of it that I don't like, that reason that I edge Halloween over. Even though Halloween does have some, you know, a lot of selling aspects of it, you know, as well when it comes to costumes. I choose Halloween just barely over Christmas for that reason.
Hey, Kasey,
Yeah.
I got a question.
Uh-huh.
Are you Christmas? Because I will marry you.
Oh, thank
Oh
you.
my
I'm sorry you guys all have to hear that.
guys, comment down below in the video or comment here, what is a job or profession that Michael needs to go into, guys?
Yo, Kasey.
You should make Hallmark cards. I feel like they'd be really funny.
Hey, yo, Kasey.
I'm looking up a question that Ricky has for me right now, so you guys can go ahead and say something real quick. Leave their Christmas lights up all year. Let's see what this says.
Hey, wait, I got one
That
more
would
thing
run
to say.
up your electricity bill like
Christmas
crazy.
in Mexico is celebrated during a season that begins near December 12th to January 6th. Candlemas on February 2nd. Why would you have a holiday for a month? Why? What's the point of
Family wants
that?
to stay together.
Well, why for a month though? What's the point? Why? What does that like? That doesn't, to me, that's not even, I feel, as special. Like, if you want to have Christmas Eve or like a couple weeks, then that's fine. But like, have a holiday for a month, that doesn't compute. Ricky told me to look this up, and I'm looking at it right now, and I'm just like, that's insane. I mean, of course, now I'm not going to be super critical. Obviously, it is a completely different culture. I don't know how it works over there. I'm just saying, though, coming from the aspect side of it, from what I was just explaining, to me, I just don't know how I feel about that. I feel like a lot of Americans, though, would actually probably be for something like that. But that's very interesting. Thank you, for Ricky, for bringing that up. I'm glad I brought that up on my screen. And I know, Kasey, you mentioned it a little bit when you were talking, is that you like cooler weather, and I do as well, which is why this next week is going to be awesome. We've got 75-degree days, 67-degree days with some rain.
Aaron.
Awesome.
Aaron,
But
I got one more thing to say before we move on from Christmas.
all right, what's up, sir?
That's specifically towards Kasey.
Okay.
Of course.
Yes.
Another bad joke. All right, let's hear it.
Yes, I'm ready.
Hey, you want to see my North Pole? You know?
Ah, my God!
Guys, I said this last week.
Monetized now.
It's a good thing that I don't have 1,000 YouTube subscribers, because I would be demonetized. Let's see. Ricky said Michael needs to be the car salesman. You see this car? I got you with, and then all the details of the car. He would probably hype up his customers by saying how great they look in the car.
I could actually see him do it.
That would be great. I get to see Michael trying to go out there and sell, like, Rolls Royces with like velvet on them and stuff to people, like $250K. Man, you got all this Gucci in here and everything. I could totally see Michael.
That sounds like him.
How has this podcast become more about the person that I didn't plan to have on right now? That's not good. All right, we're gonna get away from Michael and actually get back to real issues here. So the next question that I actually have for you guys is, and what is on your guys' bucket list? What is like 2 or 3 things that you want to do before you pass away?
Ooh. Aleeyah, you can go first. I need to think for a second.
Okay. Well, swim with sharks, obviously. That's like one of my biggest things. I want to do it on my 21st birthday, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I definitely swim with sharks. Like, get in the cage and they swim around me. I think that's so amazing. I love sharks so much. And then I want to start my own charity. Hopefully in the next 5 years, actually. We'll see. And then, I know this is kind of like a stretch, but I want to perform on New Year's Eve at Times Square, like right before the ball drops.
Oh, that's really cool. I like that one. That's
Yeah.
really awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. And then,
Wait. What charity?
Hmm?
What charity would you like? What kind of charity? Do you have an idea?
Oh, I already have it. Yeah. Basically, it would be like, well, there's a couple aspects of it, but one of the main ones is it's basically gonna be like fueling children's dreams. So like a charity for like less fortunate kids and give them like the supplies to succeed and like their passion. But also, me and my big sister have talked about it. When we get big enough to afford it, we want to make like big houses, like big warehouses in like certain cities and stuff. And then it would just be like a place that like kids that either get abused at home or are neglected or don't have friends, or even just if they want to, they can all come and gather and we can all like hang out, and it can be like really like social and like caring.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
and then we're running a little bit low. I don't want to have to interrupt Kasey for the end of this part, so we're going to go ahead and end part 4 right now. Come back with part 5. I'll get Kasey's thoughts on what is on her bucket list. I'll explain what's on mine, and then we'll be going over a couple other things as well for you guys here on the Liberty Hour. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Bird.